Hey there, John Gibson here. I'm back with another video for you because of some things that I've seen. I want to make sure you guys understand this thesis, right? So I am a PCOS body transformation expert. My goal is to help women with PCOS lose weight so you can improve your symptoms, so you can have a better chance of having children, so you can just feel better, all those things, right? So there's something kind of interesting that I find in the whole fitness industry, in the weight loss industry. And unfortunately, in the PCOS world, women with PCOS are just looking for general weight loss information instead of looking for information specific to PCOS. Okay, and here's how I know this, okay, here's what's kind of funny. I'll post up an ad, and I like to run, 7-day challenges every once in a while, or I'll do little, giveaways here and there and different things like that to try to get people to know who I am. Okay, because not everyone knows who I am, obviously, right? And so I'll put up an ad, and on the ad, like literally I have a few different goals. Okay, with the ad, my goal is to get somebody to take action on that. Okay, full transparency. That is the goal of an ad, isn't it? Is to get somebody to take action on that ad. And so I will do what I need to get someone to take action on the ad. And so what I mean by that is this, obviously I'm going to put enough information in the title or the text of the ad that says, go ahead and click on here so you can go and find out more information, right? And then I'll also put an image on there of something to get somebody to stop scrolling. So if you're in Facebook, you're scrolling through, and then all of a sudden you get to a point and you see an image, a lot of times we'll stop. Now, how long we spend on the image depends on what the image is. And so I want to make sure that I'm posting an image in there that'll get someone to stop and go, I wonder what this is, and then go a little bit deeper with reading the text and then take action on it, right? So that's my goal. That's every goal of every ad out there, right? Is to get you to take action, or somebody to take action on it, and to whatever it's just to find out more information, to go and purchase something, whatever it might be. For mine, it's typically come join my free challenge. Okay. Now, here's what's funny about this is people will see that image and immediately we have this idea in our mind. Immediately we believe that that's the missing link. Because I'll have an image of like a smoothie or something like that, or an apple drink, like an apple smoothie drink, or some sort of green smoothie drink or something like that, which is something that, it can be beneficial, but it's not really that big of a deal, right? In terms of someone's long-term success, it doesn't make any difference whether they have a smoothie or not, okay? Smoothies are not going to make or break someone's results, okay? So I will have that smoothie on there. Someone will click on the ad, which then will start a conversation with them sometimes, right? Well, it starts a conversation. Well, here's what happens. Right away, that person will say, what are the ingredients? And I'll go, the ingredients are, and I'll, sometimes the image I found on the web somewhere. I don't have the actual recipe for that one individual image. And so I'll say, it looks like it's apples. I see some spinach there. I don't know. Now I'll share that with them and I'll say, what have you tried to lose weight? And they'll just completely ignore that question and go right to, okay, so what's magical about this smoothie? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing special about it. It's got some good things in it, and maybe it has some things in it that aren't so good. I don't know, okay? It's an image that got you to stop scrolling and took action. That was it, okay? There's nothing necessarily special about it. But the reason why I get those comments, it's not because I'm trying to dupe people by putting it on there. It's because the fitness industry has duped people. The fitness industry has got people to believe that there is one drink, one supplement, one thing out there that's going to fix everything. That's going to make sure that, guarantee that they see the results they want to. There's a special supplement out there that you take it and it's got these magical properties and boom, everything you start losing weight. That doesn't exist. Never has, never will. Okay? And here's what we need to do. For you to be able to see long-term success, the reason why all these different programs haven't worked, when I get on a call with somebody and someone is interested in working with me, I'll talk to them and I always ask you, what have you tried? And I always get a list of things that are some things, okay, yeah, that's a good thing you tried. It's other things, it's like, really? Oh my goodness. I tried this X and X supplement company and they gave me a shake and they gave me certain supplements that are supposed to boost my metabolism, and I did that program. Okay, well, what were you going to do once you reached your goal? Are you going to continue to use that one shake, that one supplement company for the rest of your life? Well, no, I was going to use it till I reached my goal. Oh, so there was nothing in there that told you how to maintain your results? No. Okay. All right, what's the next thing you've tried? Well, I've tried this and such company. Okay, so what, could you follow that program for the rest of your life? No. Okay, so it was a short-term quick fix then. Okay? And this is the issue that we're running into. is that everything out there is focusing on short-term results. They don't care about the important things. They just care about, can we get you to lose a lot of weight? I don't care if you gain it back, but at least I've made a lot of money doing it. And then you'll come back to me because, hey, you saw results with the previous program. They'll come back and you do the same thing again. I don't want that. I do not want that in any way whatsoever. I want you to see long-term lasting results. I want literally, I mean, I hear people say this, that I want this, working with me, I want this to be the last time you ever have to try to lose weight again. And I hear people say that, but when I watch their approach literally is basically just a quick fix. They're not teaching long-term solutions. Okay. And what I found over the 15 plus years that I've been coaching and working with women and trying to help people lose weight is there's 4 areas we have to focus on. And if you followed me, you may have heard these 4 areas. Number 1 is we've got to work on your appetite and cravings, right? Most programs out there, what do? They go to you and they say, okay, stop eating this one food, but they don't give you anything to replace it with, right? It's like, okay, you're going to go gluten-free. Okay, awesome. So no gluten anywhere. Well, then what do I eat? Gluten-free. Well, what foods do I actually eat? Not gluten. Oh, okay. How do I add things to it? Don't. Take gluten out. Okay, well, then I don't have anything to eat. Cool. Then don't eat, right? That's almost how the conversation sounds, right? And then there may be some gluten-free recipes they'll throw at you and things like that. But they don't teach you how to add proper things in first before we take things out, okay? Shouldn't that be the right thing we do? Instead of creating a void, shouldn't we fill that void and then remove whatever we need to? Okay, that's the approach I like to take. It's like with somebody who's a smoker, right? Instead of going to someone and saying, okay, you want to quit smoking? Let's just take cigarettes out. How about we replace it with something? Because usually what happens is when we take the cigarettes out, automatically we fill it with something else unhealthy, right? We start filling it with sodas. We start filling it with candy. We start filling it with something else that's going to cause problems with us. Okay, so instead of just taking something away, we need to make sure we fill that void first. And so when we take the thing away, it's not difficult. Okay, does that make sense? So the first thing, you got to work with your appetite and cravings. Okay, second thing is, can we actually stop your body or at least slow your body down from storing fat? Okay, the honest answer, I can't even talk right now. The honest answer is yes, we can. We can't stop your body from storing fat. Okay, we cannot do that, but we can definitely slow it down. Okay, there's certain things that work, and especially with PCOS, things like vitamin D. What does vitamin D do? Well, it slows down the binding of certain things to our fat cells, which then open up the fat cell and allow fat to come in. Okay, it slows that process down so we don't store as much fat. Well, if we're not storing as much fat, what do we do with it? We have to use it. Okay, so vitamin D is going to be an important thing with that. Right? The third thing is, how do we break down the fat? Again, I don't hear people talking about this. I hear people talking about burning calories, but not actually breaking down the fat. And the women I work with tend to lose fat a lot faster than they do weight because they haven't followed this type of methodology. They've always focused on weight loss, the scale, but they haven't focused on the inches or the fat they're losing. Well, we change the focus to what they really want, right? I don't know anyone out there who would just like to lose 5 pounds of water. Right? Well, unless they have excess water weight they're carrying, right? But if that's all you lost, if I could say, all right, we're going to lose 5 pounds, but we're going to lose 5 pounds of muscle. I don't know anyone out there who really says that, who's like, yes, I'm so excited, I lost 5 pounds of muscle. Maintained all my fat, but I lost 5 pounds of muscle. No, almost everyone I talk to wants to lose fat, right? That's the goal. We want to lose that fat. Okay? So that's the third thing. We need to make sure that we're breaking down the fat. And the last thing, and this is very important specifically for PCOS, is how do we make sure your body is actually burning more fat? Now, I used to apply this to other people, and I'd say, okay, how do we get your body to burn more fat? And really, when you get into the research and the different things we do, really it was just providing more fat to the cell. That was it, right? As long as we could provide more fat to the cell, we'd burn more fat. That's why keto always says, oh, you eat more fat, you burn more fat, which is true. You're just burning fat you're eating, not the fat that's stored. Okay? Or you follow these different programs. If you do this, you'll burn more fat. Well, what they do is they actually just provide more fat to the cell. Okay, not a bad thing, but with PCOS, that doesn't help, okay, because even though we provide more fat to the cell, we're not able to get the fat in the mitochondria because of some mechanisms that are in there that are limited, okay? There's research being done on PCOS in the area of genetics now, on genetic, mutations and protein creations and development, things like that. Well, in the process of moving a fat molecule into the area we actually break it down and burn it and use it, we're finding that there's some issues genetically. Okay, so what do? We have to make sure we're working on those areas. Okay, we need to make sure that we're able to get the fat into the fat cell. There was an interesting study I just read a little while ago that actually showed that if we don't do this thing, we actually start storing more fat within the muscle itself. Okay, so is that necessarily a bad thing? Well, if you get too much, yes, it definitely can be, right? But what tends to happen is our body's going to use the fat that's the closest to the cell or within the cell first, and then it will start moving to the fat in our belly, in our arms, and things like that. Okay, it's going to use that within the muscle first. And so if we're storing a lot within that muscle, then we've got to wait and break down a lot of that before we can start getting into the abdominal fat and things like that. So I always get someone, I can't burn belly fat. Well, you're exercising in a way that it's not going to get to the belly fat very easily. It's going to use the fat within the muscle. Okay, and along with that, if we just do some things that actually get your body to start getting the fat into the mitochondria where we actually burn it, then you would start seeing faster results. But again, most programs don't do that. They just say eat less and exercise more, or they demonize one molecule, one thing, one tiny little thing, right? Gluten is the problem. Dairy is the problem. What have I heard recently? I don't know. Anyways, or take this one little supplement, make this special drink, okay? So, in a nutshell, is there one drink that's going to fix anything for you? No, not at all. Not in any way whatsoever. Is there one supplement that's going to fix things for you? No. Not at all, okay? And I've recommended supplements, and there's certain supplements that have very specific benefits to PCOS, but they're not the end-all be-all. It's not just take that and then it will fix everything. We've got to work on all the other areas. We've got to work on appetite and cravings. If we're not working on that, you're not going to see long-term success, okay? We've got to work on your body's ability to store fat. We've got to work on breaking down fat. We've got to work on the cell actually using the fat, okay? If we don't do those things, you're not going to have that long-term success. Okay, if you would like more information, if you would like more help, go ahead and go to fatextractionmethod.com. We've got a free training there, brand new training, and go check it out, and I'll talk to you later.